close. All right, so hey, I think we're going live chat. Select stream, refresh. The neighbors came back. Hold on, let's see. Bop, let's see. Okay, that's going, right? Excellent, excellent. Close. I don't care about moderation. You should have told me this earlier. Okay, let's see. Back over here. Oh yeah, I want to share, right? Share the love. Like that. And then, oh, I didn't, I forgot. I forgot a step. I forgot a step. Shit. Now I have to manually type it. Okay. Post it there. Post it there. Bop, bop, come on. Come on, come on. Post. All right. Tyron Johnson. Tyron Johnson. It lived in Memphis, Tennessee, and he was killed by National Guardsmen. They killed him. Remember, Memphis is currently being occupied by the Trump regime. Yeah. Who's this guy? Yeah, that's it. On July 5th, 2 Tennessee National Guardsmen shot and killed 20-year-old Tyron Johnson while pursuing him in Memphis. Of course, they say that Johnson pulled a gun on them, but we all know what people say and what goes down are usually two different things. So, Mr. Johnson would be alive right now if those National Guardsmen were not in Memphis, Tennessee. Why are they deployed in Memphis, Tennessee? Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff going down that we're just like forgetting. that Donald Trump has literally deployed the military in the form of the National Guard to various cities across the country. And they're deployed right now in the Capitol. They've been deployed in the Capitol for like months now. Doing what? Doing what? So it's pretty clear that, I mean, like, we all know, right? Donald, and like these National Guardsmen occupying our cities aren't just neutral. They're actively causing harm by being there. They cost us money, number one. And number two, oh, wait a minute. Dude, yeah, okay, that's muted. I don't know why. Why would you do this? Suggestion to open two? Why? I don't know. I don't want to. I'm going to close this. Top chat, all chat. Live chat. There we go. Okay. Why would Donald Trump be deploying these National Guards troops to our cities? Well, I mean, he's been telling us this entire time. He intends on overthrowing the American government. It started on January 6th, and it never really ended. So, like, he gave a whole primetime speech about, I think it was about communists, and he's trying to drum up a pretext for him to disrupt the upcoming election in 2020 in November. Like, it's projected that the Republicans are going to lose power, which they should, right? In a democracy. But Donald Trump doesn't want that to happen. So he's going to do, and he's an enemy of democracy. So he's going to try to do something in order to thwart the election. I mean, he's already calling fraud. He's already starting it, right? Oh yeah, that's right. He was saying that when he was president in 2020, there was voter fraud while he was president in 2020. So I guess he's suggesting that he's involved in the voter fraud, which, I mean, yeah, dude, it's that much we already know, right? Oh, I missed. That much we already know, because in Georgia, where he lost the election, he called up the Secretary of State of Georgia and asked the Secretary of State of Georgia to find 11,000 votes, enough votes for Donald Trump to win Georgia, the state of Georgia, and therefore the presidential election in 2020. And of course, not of course, but the Secretary of State refused to do it, refused to invent 11,000 votes for Donald Trump to win. So we know there has been voter fraud election fraud in 2020. It was just never prosecuted because the Republican allies in Georgia blocked it. They stopped it. So, I mean, when you start putting all the pieces together, it's pretty easy to see that, like, the Republicans constitute the Confederacy reborn. I mean, it's easy. It's easy to see. So Donald Trump is looking for a pretext to overthrow the elections. Now, he pushed really hard for the quote SAVE Act, which is just a way for him to take over the the SAVE Act is a way of disenfranchising women. They'll force women to jump through a bunch of hoops in order to keep voting, in order to, because their birth certificate is different than their married name, because they change their name when they get married. So in order to vote, they would have to do a bunch of hoop jumping. It's just a way of disenfranchising women and taking away women's right to vote again. So, anyways, yeah, it's easy to see, that we're undergoing a totalitarian power consolidation. It doesn't seem like Donald Trump has the juice to make it. He's just he doesn't have the energy anymore. He's old, man. It gets you, that age. It'll get you. Had they done this 20 years earlier, it might have worked, but well, no, what's 20 years earlier? Doing 2006? Yeah. Well, they laid the foundation for it, right? It did work. It did work 20 years ago. The Supreme Court stole the presidential election, gave it to George W. Bush. George W. Bush installed John Roberts into the Supreme Court, and then John Roberts dismantled all of the Civil War era amendments, the Voting Rights Act, abortion, all that stuff. He let in dark money with Citizens United. John Roberts just wrecked everything. Yeah. So, and that started with W. Bush. When they stole the election from Gore and gave it to W. Bush, and then W. Bush used the trauma of 9/11 to launch two other wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Now, here's the thing that Americans don't want to talk about. Um, and I made a post about it, and I should talk about it because I think it's interesting. A lot of Americans don't believe that NATO would come to the aid of the United States if the United States were to be attacked. That's what they believe. Like a bunch of Americans. I don't know if there's majority or what, but a bunch of Americans believe that. And it's weird because what happened during 9/11 was W. Bush invoked Article 5 of the NATO treaty and did like a special condition or something. So it didn't officially invoke Article 5, but they got a bunch of people to go along with them in order to invade Afghanistan. And there was like no reason, dude. It was no reason. Because NATO, when people think of NATO, they envision a country existential threat, an existential threat to the nation. So think of something like Ukraine. Ukraine is undergoing an existential threat to their nation with the Russian invasion. So it would make sense for if Ukraine were to be involved in NATO, it would make sense for Ukraine to invoke Article 5 of NATO and get the rest of NATO in to help Ukraine because Russia represents an existential threat to the existence of Ukraine. What happened on 9/11? It was a terrorist act, for sure. For sure, it was an absolutely terrorist attack. But it didn't seem to rise to the level of state war, of country level war. It was a terror attack, not a war attack. Like, I don't know how much involvement the Taliban had in doing the whole thing. Like, most of the hijackers were from Saudi Arabia. The number one dude who financed the whole thing, Bin Laden, was from Saudi Arabia. What was the point of Afghanistan? What was the point of Iraq? What was the point of that? It enriched the fucking oligarchs, that's for sure. But what was the point for America? Neither country represented an existential threat to the United States. But yet, the United States invoked Article 5 to drag in the rest of NATO to help it invade Afghanistan. So it already happened. That's the thing. Americans don't believe NATO would help the United States, but it already happened. They already did. Like, man. Americans just don't believe it because they don't believe 9/11 was a existential threat. In other words, a war in response to 9/11 was disproportionate. It cost us way more to do the war than it would have been to treat it like a fucking terrorist action. And treat it like that. But how do you explain that to people? Like, I think enough time has passed we can like talk about it. Because I don't think you could talk about it. If you tried to say that earlier, maybe people wouldn't take it so kindly. They'd be like, I knew people who died in 9/11 and stuff like that, and like, it was war. I'm like, okay. I mean, the United States right now is fucking bombing water plants and bridges and shit like that. Like, right now, the United States is the same. It is basically doing things that would have caused other countries to declare war on us. Right now. Right now, with Donald Trump. The whole Strait of Hormuz thing was completely unnecessary until Donald Trump ripped up the agreement and then went to war. Wrote a new agreement and then didn't like it and went to war. And now he can't get out of it. Now he's stuck. Because any agreement he makes is going to be less than what Obama made. He can never, ever, ever do better than Obama. He will never do better than Obama. Donald Trump will always be seen as less than Obama. Forever. And we have to pay the price for that. He's going to fucking flip his shit because he can never, ever be better than Obama. He's going to fucking destroy the country in his rage. And destroy our country. Not their country, our country. Our country's going to get destroyed because of his rage. Like, the best thing to happen, the best thing for the whole world right now would be for Donald Trump to just die from whatever. His health is real bad. The best thing would be for him to stroke out. And then they can make peace. The fucking oil markets will calm down. The fucking takeover of the American government will stop. Like, all sorts of shit will stop. But God has not deemed us worthy of such reprieve. Damn, dude, how many people have to die because of Donald Trump? We lost 2 more service members. I mean, not even counting the innumerable fucking Iranian people who got killed for no fucking reason because Donald Trump wanted to outdo Obama. Let's not even talk about that. Let's just talk about the Americans who died for no reason other than Donald Trump's ego. Because he wanted to do better than Obama. And he can't. He will never be better than Obama. I mean, I didn't really believe it when they said that Obama broke the country. But yeah, kinda. Not because he himself broke it, but because the white supremacists lost their minds. Well, I guess the deal was broken. The deal was off. I guess there was a deal that, like, sure, we can be in an alliance as long as there's a white guy at the head. And when Obama got elected, the deal was broken. Real quick before I go too far, let's see. Reuters confirms 11 more people captured by ICE have been sent to a maximum security prison in Eswatini, formerly Swaziland, a country where they have no ties and committed no crimes. A few minutes ago, 2 ICE flights operated by Journey Aviation landed in Eswatini. Likely another third country removal of immigrants to a maximum security prison there. 19 people have already been sent there on previous ICE flights in the last 9 months. Only 2 have been released. So basically in the United States, if you overstay your visa, if you overstay your visa and ICE catches you, they might send you to a fucking maximum security prison in Africa. Remember, visa violations are only a misdemeanor. It's an administrative error. It's an administrative crime, not a fucking murder, not theft, not anything like that. You're not depriving people of their rights or their property. It's an administrative error. And they're fucking sending people to maximum security prison in Africa. Because they're evil. These Republicans are evil. That's the theme. Know your enemy. Okay. The Pentagon has refused to provide an accurate accounting of the costs of the Iran war, so Popular Information crunched the numbers. The direct costs are at least $103 billion in the first 120 days. This is $73 billion more than the latest official estimate. So we could have paid for U.S. aid for decades. So for the cost, $103 billion for 120 days of war. Of an unnecessary war. that was for no reason. Of a war for no reason. $103 billion. Now remember, Elon Musk cut U.S. aid completely. Just cut it completely. And to give himself a tax break. And the result of him cutting U.S. aid completely was that millions of children died. Now, we could have saved the lives of millions of children for decades for the cost of Donald Trump's vanity war in Iran. But Donald Trump wanted this war in Iran, so millions of children had to die. What are you going to do, America? Feed millions of children for decades? Or kill a bunch of Iranian people for no reason? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? I mean, like, politics matters, man. People want to say, I don't want to talk about politics. That's exactly what the fascists want you to say. They're all, don't think about it. Leave it to your betters. That's what they want. They want you to not think about what's going on. Yeah, man. Politics matters. Save millions of children, the poorest children in the world. Save them. Or kill a bunch of people in another country for no reason. Politics matters. Your vote matters. Nazis are counting on you to not vote. Yeah, like it used to be a thing where you're like, yeah, we don't talk politics because you want to preserve the peace. But that's kind of what got us into the situation. You know that uneasy alliance? There's that uneasy alliance that as long as there's a white guy as president, we can work together. But if you break, you know, it's been there for a long time, and no one talked about it. What what kind of alliance is that? Who are you working with that says we can work together as long as it's a white guy who's president? Who are you working with? What kind of people were you working with? And now that covenant's been broken, now they're all up in arms and ready to overthrow everything. Now that we broke the covenant, that's why Donald Trump is destroying the United States by getting us involved in Iran. Remember what the country looks like if only white people vote. And what does the country look like if only minorities vote? It's pretty clear where the work needs to be done, is what I'm saying. I mean, I think people are figuring it out at least a little bit, but that's why Donald Trump is like really pushing to stop voting, because he knows he's not going to win it. He's going to lose the election, and if he also realizes that if he loses power, accountability will come for him, and he's done for. So he's very incentivized to make sure that he never loses power, because if he ever does, he's going to prison. So, like, that's a bad position for a country to be in, where your president is incentivized to hold on to power lest he go to prison, and he's already tried to overthrow the government once before. That's a real bad position to be in as a country. I haven't updated this game yet. I need to update it. I don't have any energy, man. Like, I can't believe I'm even playing it right now and even doing this, because it's all bad news. Listen to me. Why do I even do this? Oh, wrong way. I don't know. I mean, don't give up, right? Don't give up. That'd be crazy. Don't do that. Just be aware of what's out there. Yeah, Donald Trump is a bad guy. I went out to a protest on Saturday, the typical usual Salem Saturday protest, and there were some young people there today or yesterday. It was really nice. It was good. At first, I was kind of like it was rough waters. At first, it was a little bit rough, right? Trying to like harmonize didn't work. It didn't work. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go over here for a bit, and then that worked really good, because like it was good to have the young energy there, because it's energy, right? It's energy. Like, I'm pretty tired, man. So I'm glad that other people were out there with a megaphone and like doing the chants and stuff and stuff. But like, yeah, and then after a time, we like were able to like synchronize our vibes and stuff. But yeah, it was good. It was good to see some good news. There's some good news. People are getting involved, getting active again. I hope, right? Cause shit's going down. Well, I mean, obviously, right? What we got here is an experiment of multiracial democracy. The idea that people of completely different backgrounds can come together under the banner of shared ideals and values, universal values, to live together with one another in harmony, and while celebrating that diversity that's inherent in all of us. And historically, there's this group of people that's not down with that. And that historically, they have never really been dealt with. They're here today. And that's the thing, like a lot of the rank and file won't even be aware of it. They're not even aware of it. So like you can't tell that to them. You can't tell this to them. They don't have the background, man. Like so much context. There's got to be so much context. Like I was talking to a guy yesterday, right? So I brought my I bought a little speaker thingy. Do I have it? Yeah, it's right there. Da 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 da, a little tiny speaker, and I put it on my. I bought a little lantern, whatever they call this thing, and I wear it, and I had it at the protest. It still smells like suntan lotion. Ha ha ha. And it was I was playing Del the Funky Homo Sapien. I was playing Deltron 3030. And there was this older guy, white guy I was hanging out with. He's like, "Oh yeah, I don't like rap," and I'm like, "Oh, really?" and he was like, "Yeah." I was like, and then he started doing like the stereotypical uh uh intonations of it, like something you'd hear off of like the newscasts of like the 80s or something. And I'm like, "Oh no, you don't know about conscious hip hop. There's all sorts of different kind of content you can listen to. You like the problem is that, and it happened to me too, right? This is what I discovered way back in like the aughts when I was in grad school. I was doing anyways uh, uh uh yeah, I'm like, you sir have been, me too, had been preconditioned to associate rap and hip hop, the form, with particular content of gangster rap and negative connotations, and that's it. So that anytime you bring up the word rap or hip hop, that's the first place you go in your mind, and so you immediately shut it off. Whatever it is, you immediately shut off. And it took me a while to like to realize that, man, there's so much like really really good conscious hip hop and rap that that has nothing to do with all those negative like gangster associated stuff. It's just really really good things. Good use of the form of hip hop. And like hip hop itself is a great form. It's a great form. I mean, like the spoken word, the oral tradition is a tradition because it's effective. It works. You don't need anything physical. You just memorize it and you speak it. Right? The oral tradition. That's how they pass down knowledge for generations, is through the oral tradition. And the oral tradition is aided greatly by the use of rhythm and melody and all sorts of things like that, which are inherent in hip hop. Like, man, I like there's that song, 8 Point Agenda by uh well Herbalizer featuring Latyrix. I don't know who the guy is though. Latif. I don't know. Anyways, it's like amazing. It's like it's amazing. I heard it like years ago, and it was so profound that I just kept it forever in my head, in my heart. And it's hip hop, man. It's hip hop. It's like a prayer. So yeah, to dismiss it out of hand because of preconceived notions of of a contentless form, empty form, is crazy, man. Because it's so rich. There's so much stuff in it. There's so much stuff in hip hop, but it's a way of like keeping us divided, I guess. Right? By implanting that idea of of the negative connotation of a form because it's associated with urban. Yeah, man. I watched it happen. I watched this guy, and like, I mean, none of what I said like sunk in, but that's okay. He tried to sell me on Bob Dylan. I'm like, okay, it's cool, man. It's like Bob Dylan's cool. He's like Bob Dylan did the first rap song. I'm like, okay, man. I mean, as far as I know, the first rap song was Rapper's Delight, right? I think it was called Rapper's Delight. I can like hear it in my head. I just don't know the whatever the word. Oh wait a minute. Can I? Oh no! What am I doing? All right, I need slabs. Here, just like this. Come on. Why am I having? I haven't played Minecraft in like a long time, right? I've been playing a lot of what do they call it? Hell divers. Just because it's so easy and mindless, man. It feels good to feel powerful. Ah, it's fun. Delete. Like, no wonder people love guns. No, no, just kidding. No, I don't know. Let's see, what else is going on? I never dominated chat. That's okay. What else is going on? What else do I have here for you? Do do do. After a federal agent killed an undocumented Mexican man in his van during a traffic stop in Houston on Tuesday, the government rushed to follow a familiar template. Just as it has after other shootings, the Department of Homeland Security released a statement insisting that the man, Lorenzo Salgado Araujo, Araujo, I can't, had weaponized his vehicle, end quote, against the officer, who had then justifiably opened fire. DHS offered no evidence of this. But it appears three other people were in the van with the now deceased man, and they presumably could recount their version of what happened. The victim's brother and two employees of the dead man's construction business. They were detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement during the encounter, and we haven't heard from them publicly about what happened. Now, in another potentially dark turn in the saga, those three men are under pressure from immigration officials to agree to self-deport. Juan Proaño, a representative for the families and CEO of the League of United Latin American Citizens, claimed in an interview with the New Republic. Proaño, who regularly confers with the family members of the victims and the three detainees, and organized a press release on their behalf earlier this week, said the family members were able to reach the 3 detainees, who then related this situation. Quote, "They're being pressured to sign self-deportation orders," Proteniel told me. "They're currently in detention. These men hold the key to what actually happened. Under self-deportation, detained migrants agree to leave the country voluntarily within a prescribed time period." So the government is trying to cover up what happened by deporting the witnesses. Yeah, dude, this government under Donald Trump is a white supremacist government enacting an ethnic cleansing campaign by sending death squads throughout the country called ICE. And this is what they wanted. This is what they voted for. They'll say, "Oh, this is not what I meant." Well, it kind of is. Because that's what they meant. That's what they meant, and you voted for it. Yeah, man, check this out. Donald Trump traded stocks before favorable Truth Social posts. In these 3 examples, here, let me see. In these 3 examples, the president made stock trades shortly before posting favorably about a company on Truth Social. Nvidia, he made a, let's see, he made a bunch of stock trades and then made a bunch of favorable posts, and then their stock goes up. I guess. I don't know. He manipulates the stock market, Donald Trump. He made like billions of dollars through his crypto coin, and he manipulates the stock market. I hear Donald Trump now wants to charge for access to his social media posts so you can see how Donald Trump is going to manipulate the stock market yourself and trade accordingly. So this is all highly illegal. It's illegal to manipulate the stock market. But Donald Trump represents a breakdown of the rule of law. Like, white supremacy is not based on the rule of law. It's based on white supremacy, based on power. Donald Trump will do it because he has the power, not because it's lawful. But remember, people literally voted for this. They literally voted for white supremacy. And everything that comes with it, which is the breakdown of the rule of law. So I heard Ukraine launched a bunch of strikes against Russian tankers that were empty. Russia has a bunch of, like, right now Russia is being sanctioned, so it can't sell oil, but it's been using a fleet of shadow tankers to sell oil illegally and make money. And then with the money it uses it to invade Ukraine. So Ukraine used its drones to attack the Russian shadow fleet when it was empty. So those ships were wrecked while they were empty. They didn't drop their oil into the ocean. And then in response, and then Ukraine has been attacking Russia's oil infrastructure, so they can't refine oil, and it's been crippling their economy. So in response, Russia fired cruise missiles into Ukraine and killed a bunch of civilians. Like women, children, not soldier people. So I know people here in the United States who are on Team Russia. Like they're on the team that targets women and children to kill them, to take over the country. He's on their team. Oh, that was bad. Now how do I get back up there? You fool. This is gonna be impossible. Nope. Ah! One more time. I'm like, how could you be on Team Russia? And then I remember, oh yeah, my own government just fucking blew up a school full of girls. A bunch of innocent school children were at school, and the United States fucking dropped a bomb on them and killed them all. So, can I talk shit about Russia while my own government is doing a terrorist attack right now? I have to update this game, but then I have to update all my mods, and man, that's such a pain in the butt. It's gonna take hours. Then you gotta find out which mods are incompatible, and then which mods to dump, and I just don't want to do it. I'm just lazy. Like, I mean, why do I even do the show? I met the last protest. I met a teacher. I met a former teacher. She retired, and she had no idea that Donald. You know that video where I show of Donald Trump siding with Vladimir Putin against the United States in Helsinki? Remember that video? I told this teacher about it, and she had no idea. She just totally clueless that Donald Trump had done such a thing. And then I tried to explain, and then I'm like, yeah, and then I like told her about how Donald Trump literally gave a signal to Russia that he agreed to hand over Ukraine to Russia in exchange for their help in the election to win the election, and she didn't know about that either. And she was a former teacher. I'm like, man, if a former teacher doesn't know about this stuff, how does anyone? How do I expect anyone else to know about this? Like, there's no way. People just don't understand the level of corruption in Donald Trump. They just don't know. They just can't comprehend it. Like, what happened? Like, I was that's why I started these videos, to document it as it was happening. Because it's unbelievable, man, right? It's unbelievable. Hey, I made it to the end. This might be the end. All right, bam. No, I need something else, which I don't have anymore. Oh wait, here, maybe I can use this. I should make a whole other base on the side. Here we go, nice. No, not fortune. Okay, for now. For now. Temporary. Like, does anyone ever even play Minecraft anymore? They must, because it's like, oh, I have no rails. I have no gold to make rails. Were there rails in here? I don't remember. No. Oh yeah, there's gold here. I can make redstone. And we have powered rails. Yes! Ha ha ha! Powered rails. Bing. Come on, you can do it! Alright. Alright. Pretty nifty, dude. Pretty nifty. So yeah, what else is going on? Yep, self-deport. Vaccines, dude. I love vaccines. I love vaccines. So, this is the number of reported measles cases in the United States from 1942 to 2023. And you can see, before the advent of vaccines, like about half a million kids were getting measles every year. 500,000 kids. And then they devised the vaccine in 1963. And that fucking dropped to less than 100,000 kids. And then they figured out, oh, if you give a second dose, it works even better. And then it came to 0. Vaccines! Vaccines! And now but measles are coming back because the anti-science people are spreading disinformation and convincing people to not take the vaccine. So measles is making a comeback. And yeah, they have power now, right? Because RFK Jr. is like the health secretary, and that guy is like crazy. That guy is just full of misinformation. So, yeah, science is great. It's a shame that we're having to like suffer through this humiliation. But that's what happens when you ally with white supremacists. I mean, I can see why there was an argument to be made at the very, very, very beginning, because you're a bunch of colonists against a fucking empire. But after that, there's no reason. There's no reason to be allied with slavers. Oh, I missed one. Look at, I missed one. Come back! Come back! Okay. Smack. Okay. Yeah. Anti-vax is associated with right wing, and right wing is associated with Nazis. And Nazis are associated with being weird. Bad weird. Bad weird. Nazis are weird people, man. Anti-vaxxers, weird people. They're weird people. Every one of them. Weird people. Okay. Barely seems to make it. Did they change minecarts? It just feels slower. Right? Is it me, or does it seem like it's like it barely makes it, or like it starts slowing down before it makes it to the next one? Hmm. Anyways. Wait, let's get home. Pop. Ta-da! All right. Tony Rush says, a lot of people wonder how a Christian can vote for Trump. It's simple. It's because their political party is so tied to their identity as a Christian that they feel that they would have to denounce their faith to vote for a Democrat. From the age of 11, this guy, Tony Rush, was raised as an evangelical Christian. The first time I voted for a Democrat, I thought I would burst into flames right there in the voting booth. Why? Because the GOP has been conditioning evangelicals that Christianity equals Republican since the 1970s. More importantly, they warped Christianity into anything the Republicans want to do, whether it's aligned with the teachings of Christ or not. Republicans intentionally intertwine religion and politics for this reason. It's cultism 101. And Christians who identify with MAGAs don't even realize they're exhibiting cult behaviors. Another factor is also working against many of them. In rural communities, the only third place interaction they get is from their church community. For these people, walking away from Trump and MAGA doesn't mean they're abandoning their self-identity. It means jeopardizing all the relationships of other Christians who are still aligned with Republicans. So it's like a cult. Like, it sounds like Scientology, honestly. But, like, what do you want me to do about it? Like, if they're in a cult, what can I do to get them out? Like, yeah, they've been conditioned since the age of 11 to associate Christianity with what I call the white idol, with whiteness. Because that's what it comes down to. That's, you know, when they associate Christianity with Republican, and Republican means white supremacy, what they mean is Christianity equals white supremacy. That's the conditioning they're getting. And remember, white supremacy is the white idol. So yes, dude, they are worshiping the white idol. They're idol worshippers. That's the whole thing. Yes. 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 That's what I've been saying. So yeah, so that I mean, if evangelicals force the association that Christianity equals Republicans, and we know that Republicans equals white supremacy, then what they're really doing is forcing Christianity, evangelicalism, to equal white supremacy. So how do you combat that? How do you get people out of that? Do you create another organization, another church organization to welcome them into? That's already been done. Like, I don't know. How to get people out of it? Well, we're going to, like, yeah, this election's coming up, and Donald Trump is going to do everything he can to thwart it. He just won a court case. So he wants so right now he controls the post office, Donald Trump. He controls the post office through his lackey by the name of Louis DeJoy, who was like a corporate guy who owns a bunch of stock in like FedEx and UPS, the competitors to United States Post Office. So he's the postmaster general right now, this lackey dude. He'll do whatever Donald Trump wants. And Donald Trump, they're trying to find a way, because so traditionally Republicans have relied on vote suppression to maintain control in a democracy, well, in a quote democracy, managed democracy. To manage democracy, they use vote suppression. That's to manage democracy, Republicans use vote suppression. But that requires votes to be in a specific place and time. So you can only vote on a specific date at a specific time in a specific location. When you have those anchors in place, you can manipulate the accessibility of the vote to discourage people from voting if you don't want them to vote. And that's how you manage democracy. But mail-in voting thwarts the ability to manage democracy, because you can't control the time, the place. You can't control the time or place of the votes. If you can't control the time and place of the votes, you can't intimidate people or make it so inconvenient that they don't vote. So they're gonna vote, and you can't stop them. The traditional opponents of democracy hate mail-in voting, and they'll do anything they can to thwart it. Donald Trump has been trying to find a way to get rid of it for a real long time. And the way he's trying to do it now is he's ordering his postmaster general to not deliver the ballots of states unless those states give to Donald Trump a list of their voters. Why does Donald Trump want a list of voters? So he can disqualify people and say voter fraud. Of course, that's all he wants to do, is just disqualify people. He wants to stop people from voting. The federal government has no role whatsoever in the election. That's administered by the states. But, Donald Trump wants to centralize the voting so he can manipulate it. And remember, Republicans are on board with this, because Republicans are white supremacists, and white supremacists are the antithesis of multiracial democracy. That guy who's on Team Russia, who's happy that women and children were killed by Russia because Ukraine bombed some gas facilities in Russia, he too is a white supremacist. Implicitly. Because Putin and Trump are aligned. They're on the same team. Putin can use cruise missiles because of Trump. They're on the same team. That's why a bunch of Republicans are starting to push the pro-Russia line, because Trump and Putin are aligned. They're both criminals. So yeah, it's kind of important to follow politics, to at least be aware of what's going on. Because if you're not aware, then you're going to be manipulated. There are forces out there that want to manipulate you. I mean, go on any Facebook post from a newspaper, and the comment section is filled with Russian bots, with bots manipulating public opinion. Filled with them. I mean, that's the whole reason why Elon Musk bought Twitter, so he could turn it into X, his Nazi propaganda site. What else do I got? Man, nothing. Well, I mean, like, I don't want to be a bigot, right? I don't want to be a bigot. So that's why I need to show. I want to show this map. This map is what the country looks like if only white people voted in 2024. And it's 56% Donald Trump, 42% Kamala Harris. What does it look like if only minority people got to vote in 2024? It's Kamala Harris 73, Donald Trump 24. So we know that Donald Trump is a bad guy, that he represents white supremacy, and that we see that the majority of Donald Trump's support comes from white people. So if we're gonna address this country, we got to figure out a way how to like talk to white people. And the way this guy said is that they've been conditioned since being a little kid to believe that Christianity is Republican. And we know that Republican means white supremacy. So that ultimately a bunch of white people have been conditioned since the age of 11 to believe that Christianity is white supremacy. So we got to figure out a way how to like decult those people. And if they leave their thing, they lose all their friends and family. They lose everything if they leave. So they're incentivized to not leave. Because, I mean, do you know what it's like to not have any friends or family? So yeah, you want to resist fascism, but don't want to engage in protests or confront ICE. Maybe offer support to an evangelical Christian looking to get out. I don't know. All right, what else do I got? Nothing. I think I'm done. For now, threateningly. All right, until another time, I guess. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop. I know you're tired. Keep going. All right, stop. No. You keep going. I'm gonna stop here. All right.